off, let me
Yes.
say, wonderful performance as always in this film. I'm a huge fan of your work.
Thank you.
I first saw you in Far From the Madding Crowd, which is interesting because that was directed by Thomas Vinterberg.
Yes.
And I heard that you went to him and showed him the script for this. Tell me what it is about his work that you enjoy the most.
Well, I think he every movie he makes, it's something different in terms of genre, in terms of setting, in terms of style, tone, but they always have something in common. It's always he's always after the humanity or the human component in the story and the human interaction, the human emotion. And here we have this huge dramatic survival thriller based on true events. But within those, within the enormity of the events, there's the people that have to go through it. And I thought he was the perfect director to balance these elements, to bring them into balance, and to really get close to the characters, and at the same time, really establish the enormity of what was going on a world level.
Now, tell me about the character that you play.
Yeah.
What was it that attracted you to this role and his situation?
Well, I think he represents, because we were never able, of course, obviously, to know what they really went through, what the crew members really went through. So I think he represents, he symbolizes all the crew members somehow. And it shows the strength of human spirit, the possibility to adapt, the enormous amount of courage that people have, and so I think he's a symbol of all these things that I just named, and that was interesting, and also the confined space that everything was happening, and so that was a challenge also to see how we could recreate that as actors.
Speaking of the confined space, there's a scene where you're swimming underwater for quite a distance, and it is confined, and I just thought, I hope you're not claustrophobic, but how do you do a scene like that? Like, what are the safety precautions that are taken?
Well, they were quite big. I had to train a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in the swimming pool trying to, try not to learn to hold my breath, but just to find a way to just extend the time that I could hold my breath underwater. And then, of course, we had to train, and the safety precautions, they were numerous. But I try not to think, because the more I think about safety precautions, the more I think something's going to go wrong. I can't start a scene like that thinking that something's going to go wrong. So I just dive in and know nothing is going to go wrong. And then nothing goes wrong. But if that's the power of mind. If you believe something is going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong. So I rather believe nothing is going to go wrong. And the safety, to some extent, my responsibility is to bring that scene to life, and me being safe is somebody else's responsibility. So that's what they should think about. I need to respect that, of course, but I need to be about the scene. So I don't think about safety at that moment.
While I was watching this, I actually felt cold because you guys, I could see the steam coming from your mouths, and you're in this cold water. How did they recreate that on the set? Like, were there air conditioners? Because it's an indoor set.
Yes, absolutely.
But how did they make it so cold? Or is that like CGI, the steam?
Well, I think that it's a combination of both.
Okay.
Because we also had a heat wave back then in Belgium. So sometimes it was extremely warm, but then it would chill down again, and then the water would get cold. So we had a crazy mix of and a very awkward roller coaster in terms of temperature and whatnot. And so that was messing with our body. So it was some of it was real, and some of it was recreated afterwards.
I just heard that you're going to be doing a movie with Margot Robbie. Can you tell me anything about that?
Well, I don't know what they have released so far, but it's a fantastic screenplay, and I'm very excited to work with Justin Kurzel and Margot. I'm very happy, and the screenplay was on a blacklist, which means it's one of the best. It's one of the most anticipated screenplays for the next coming year. So, no, I'm really excited. Yeah.
And finally, tell me, what do you think is the message that people should take away from this film?
Well, I don't know if there's a message. I think this movie depicts, you know, depicts the ability for people to adapt to any situation. It shows the courage. It shows the will to survive, the will to live. But I think that the most important component, at least I believe, is it shows humanity versus bureaucracy, and I think that's a global phenomenon. That's something that we see going on right now. And in the movie, it's related to a very specific era and a very specific situation in a very specific country. But I think it's a global, and that's what I think makes the film universal. This film is not, pointing fingers to Russia or pointing fingers to other countries. Or, it's just showing the dynamics of governmental indifference and hypocrisy and the friction between humans and bureaucracy, basically.
And that's an important story to tell people.
I definitely think so, yeah.
Thank you
Especially
so much for
today.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much for talking to me.
My pleasure.